I like the image, I often say, riding the wave of the universe. And what I mean is that you're connected to your heart and you know everything, what's going on. You see things well and ride the wave of the universe so that you can find your path into the future. But in the last few days, as I moved from New Zealand and to Japan and from the Tokyo suburb to this small town, I developed this sense by talking with various people. My friend from high school days who came here with little delay, but he just left. And before he left, we met a guy who has lived in this town, a small village actually, and he likes this world and going through some difficulties at similar age, like 77 or 76 he is, Yamamoto-san. And he was born and raised and taking care of things, and many people leave to go to the big cities, and then not many people, so they have to take care among themselves to live. But his good spirit, he's got very good spirit. Actually, I even interviewed in Japanese a couple of years ago, impressed by the way he sees the world and make the most of what he's got. So, along with my high school good friend, I meet him every year when I come. He just left. And if I can summarize the way I picked up as I talked to this Yamamoto-san just a while ago, which is world is shifting. And if I compare to the riding the wave of the universe, it's more radical that you cannot ride the wave. The wave is splashy. So that image I developed is that it's like a avalanche. Things are happening and the world is moving in some direction. And what do you do? In my case, I thought I would try to say something so that we don't get lost. And I think that's the main reason why I do this YouTube thing, to be prepared and find a path into the future. It really is my concern. So when I talk with this Yamamoto-san, who is making the best of the situation, and he says, in that little town, there are maybe 50 houses, and just yesterday, there are 2 cases of ambulance coming. So old people still live there. Some are isolated by themselves, and they may have sickness turning into some problem with lung, or any situation can happen. And unfortunate, the situation is that ambulance come, and that happens quite often. That's their life. So you have to make the best of what you got. That's the whole point of it. As you get old and isolated away from medical, situation, still making the best of what you have. So Yamamoto-san's wife had some problem, but she's doing fine, and she helps to clean up the temples, gardens, whatever. And the temples, there's nobody living there, so she just take care of it. And I'm impressed that, but if I put us in her shoes, that's something she can do, and she make the best of what she's got. And her husband, the one that I was talking with, my friend Kimchi was with me, he takes care of certain houses when people get sick, whatever. And he has the field that he grows shiitake mushroom and vegetables and so forth. And he give away those. The family in this village help with each other. He makes the best of what he's got. I'm impressed, and he's in a good shape. And how he lives, he's committed to live in this town, and that's his life, and his wife's life. So, as I also talk with Kimchi, my friend from high school, and my brother, and discuss about this AI, the technological change, and the situation in the US and around the world, I use the term turmoil, difficulties, much bigger than just the turbulence. So the image I came up with is the avalanche, snowfall and coming down to your direction. You want to contribute to the world. You even think, may all beings be happy, but it's just the idea. The reality is the snow avalanche may be coming to many people's life. And older people may be dealing in a certain way. The younger people may go with the flow, the change, and maybe on top of the technological change, and they may be riding the wave of the avalanche. I see some of those pictures or videos on the YouTube. They do something crazy thing and slalom into the steep hill. Maybe that's the image that some people can do it, but I don't think anybody, not many people can. And what happens, I see, and maybe I'm exaggerating, you may think like that, but I just have this image that we better figure this out. Things are changing, and how do you live, especially for young people? So the Backpackers Inn, I'm staying here, in which I used to be the manager at one point, just helping, free of charge, but staying and taking care of people. There are many people coming, but much less people now. My friend Kimchi said, big cities, there are lots of foreigners all over the place, but people don't come to this remote and not convenient because not many people speak English. So they don't count. Less people, and what's going to be the future? And many are old people. So the one who is running this Backpackers Inn, Ito-san, is helping the elderly people, even toward death, and take care of them. That's the reality of what I see. I talk about the Gamba, where the action is. I'm picking up the Gamba, which, I wrote the books about shop floor management. Shop floor means Gamba. Whatever the action, whatever things are happening, I talk with the top management, but the reality of whatever is happening is to be felt at the shop floor. So I look at the management from the shop floor point of view, and this is the same thing that I visit this village and talk with this person, that person, and trying to see how people are taking care of themselves. So the bottom line is that you cannot picture, it's so turbulent. What you do is take care of whatever you can. And you make the best of it. Especially elder people. I have to include myself in part of the elder people, even though I don't think, or I don't want to think like that. Your ability gets less and less. I don't mean to complain, but my friend Kimchi had the knee problem, and this guy, Yamamoto-san, had the knee problem. I'm lucky enough not to have knee problem. But that's natural. Things happen. You have to deal with it. So the wisdom, I think actually elder people are forced to come out with wisdom, not the conventional wisdom of something, buy this and do this and do that and take care of it. It's not gonna work well, but you have to go deep into the core of who you are and connect to what is really needed, and then get rid of other things beyond what you can control. It's obvious, but I was feeling that in my case, I want to help something about the world shifting into some unknown situation and we get turbulent. And when AI is taking over, we need to be prepared in how each person may live. Maybe it's beyond my scope of things I should do, but I'm concerned about it. And also sharing some ideas for the younger generation how to deal with it. So Avalanche idea I shared. That's for me. And for those who has less opportunity in the future to deal with whatever you got, given the situation, using the wisdom. That's what it is. But younger people may ride the wave of the technology change and keep up with it, although technology can get faster and faster and faster. And I'm concerned about it because how much can you keep up with it? But still, you can imitate, like thinking like you are riding the wave of the universe by even the change with AI, but be realistic. That tidal wave, tsunami, or avalanche seem to be hitting in various ways, and I feel it. My feeling may be not representative of the reality, but moving from one country to the next and talking and relating to the situation, how they live, and so forth. That's how I feel. And without my worrying or anything, they take care of themselves, of course, given the situation. So that's a reality check I guess I'm doing as I talk, making this video. Acceptance. Knee hurts, you cannot walk much. But Yamamoto-san still do lots of work. And my friend knee hurts and he cannot sit as he used to. He still play golf and all that stuff. But things are changing. So those small reference point that I see and also feel, my brother's story and people I meet. I'll be meeting a person who may be 80 some years old. I play golf, black and white stone, and he's 5 down and I can play with him. And I'm looking forward, I'm going to go there in 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So I'm lucky to still be able to play with Sato-san. This is just a few minutes walk from here. There's another guy named Kaku-san, Watanabe Kaku-san, whose kayak I used to borrow and go out kayaking and diving. He must be 86 or 87, and he's not in the town anymore. He goes to another town, bigger town, where his grandson are living and be there. So things are changing. Avalanche, tidal wave. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but I don't feel like I'm exaggerating much because what I see and the symptom, of course, medical technology and so forth may improve, but I still believe the core of our being and connecting to the heart and finding the wisdom to deal with it. Whatever the situation pops up, whatever the beyond your capability to assess or deal with may be coming. Of course, you can play with the computer and feel like it's fun. But like I mentioned the other video about the EQ, remember, eventually you die. And I mentioned about Charlie Munger, talking about Charlie Munger's case is don't go where you may die. If the tidal wave, tsunami, or avalanche is coming, you may think that's not the case. And in the meantime, you're drinking and enjoying, and this EQ comes in Kyoto. This is hundreds of years ago with the skull saying, remember, you enjoy your life, but remember you're going to die. Reality, sensitivity of assessing what's going on, bring out the wisdom, and find a way to make the most of it. I think that's the key message I got in the last few days. Every movement I make, there's also related to the change that my brain is starting to adjust so that I can deal with the situation in different protocol. And that kind of stimulates me, and I like that. But this is also a moment this time. The notion of a tidal wave or the avalanche is a little bit too much, but in a way, it seemed like it is. Let's make the most of it. Don't be fearful. Connect it to the heart and bring out the wisdom. And still keep the thought, may all beings be happy and helping each other. I guess that's one idea, the key point that I thought I'd like to share on this occasion. Thank you.